it doesn't matter.
Wasting valuable jokes.
All the good ones are gone. Like I got nah.
Are you done, pal?
He's been
Me?
done. Mute him.
He was still talking while I was running the video.
Derek, shut up.
You fuck.
Welcome to the One Fall WrestleCast.
Gentlemen, how are we doing today?
I feel like I need to be putting on my Mr. Rogers shoes and buttoning up my Mr. Rogers cardigan.
Because
While
of
there's some
showtime?
bling, 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 boo-doo-doo.
Tom gets
So,
new shoes and his life has changed forever.
Hey, dude, shoes. We're coming for you.
Hopefully,
for
soon
you.
to be the official shoes of the podcast.
Yeah, Walt's over here selling them, and he's just doing that for free. So wait till you actually
Yeah.
put some money in his pocket.
That's right. Hey,
Or
dude,
some shoes on his feet. I don't have to give him
shoes.
money.
Yeah,
We're
there you
coming,
go.
pal. We're coming.
Just
As
send
long
us
as
some
you're
shit.
good with subpar podcasting and profanity. Life
Hey, it's
is gonna
gotten
be
better.
great.
I would say that it's par.
It's
it's okay.
mediocre,
Yeah.
but not like mediocre spelled like the right way. It's like meaty, like MEATY, ochre, OAKER. Meaty.
Just don't watch
or
episodes
meaty-
like 1
Meaty
through
okra.
4. Because
No, not okra.
Yeah,
That's
but then you got
that's
a
a
double food
disgusting
reference there,
vegetable.
pal. Then you got a
What
double
about
food
like
reference there,
Gene
pal.
Ochre Lend?
Okay, that's
Yeah,
okay.
meaty
We're
ochre
falling.
That's a nice
We're
play on words.
Lend.
we're off the rails early here, gentlemen.
No.
All right, host, get us back going.
Hey, so I want to talk about the two hottest topics in professional wrestling this week, and it's not WrestleMania. So let's talk about Sunday, April 11th, immediately following WrestleMania, and
Oh,
the
right.
Broken Skull Sessions featuring one AEW contracted talent, Chris Jericho.
I forgot we
Former
were going to talk
AEW
about this.
Former
I was sitting
AEW
over here
champ.
confused.
I'm
Yes,
glad you
former
brought this up
AEW.
because I kind of forgot about this.
Yeah.
This is the drama topic. Like if there was a drama topic this week, this is the one.
This is
Yes.
blurring the lines between the companies. Step 1.
Not really.
Now the
It's-
rumors begin of is WWE funding AEW? Is it really Vince's money that Tony Khan is playing with?
Well, I mean that shit's been around since day one, anyways. But
Is WWE just
somebody
going
had
to
to do some
eventually
good
buy AEW and make it a part of the WWE family?
it's like Jericho posted hashtag kicking in the forbidden door.
Oh, it's hardly forbidden.
I mean,
Hey,
Hey.
Jericho wants to talk to Stone Cold. Stone Cold could say whatever he wants to him. Yeah, let's do that.
yeah. Did you guys see the text exchange between Stone Cold and Vince?
No, I didn't. What
You
did it
didn't
say?
see that?
No.
So apparently Austin sends Vince a text and he's like,
Was
"Hey,
it
pal."
real?
Yeah.
Okay.
Stone Cold released it, like is the one
Okay.
that released the text messages. He's like, "Hey, pal, gonna have I want to have Jericho on the show," and McMahon said, "Okay, sure, whatever." And Austin replies back, he's like, "You're sure?" I'm talking about Chris Jericho. You're sure? And Vince McMahon just sent back a thumbs up emoji. So, I mean, and then Austin said, "Hey man, sometimes those text messages, they get a little misinterpreted out there. We don't want to have any issues with this, but it looks like it's going to happen." He was at the desk. WWE
He must have caught him at the right time.
That's one of those things. It's probably going to come out on right after WrestleMania, and Vince is going to be like, "Who authorized this shit?"
Yeah.
Where's Jeff
You
Jarrett?
did, sir.
This is his fault.
Yeah.
He did this to me. No, I think it's really I think it's bold of Jericho, honestly. Like I think so here was my first thought. Everybody's like, "Oh my god, it's so shocking." But like if you remember not this past year but the year before at the Hall of Fame, Billy Gunn had already been announced as an AEW talent, as a backstage guy, as all this other stuff. And they inducted him to the Hall of Fame. And not only they inducted him to the Hall of Fame, that Triple H brought him out and, called it a t-shirt company and made fun of him on the stage for it. And it was fine. I sort of imagine this will be the long form version of that. Let's pull no punches here. Stone Cold is a WWE guy. He's not going to put AEW over on this podcast. He'll put Chris Jericho over probably as a performer and as a performer in WWE. And I bet that's what the majority of the podcast will be that. However, anything I think that they talk about AEW wise, particularly if Chris brings it up in a way that is sort of not the answer to Stone Cold's question, I do feel like Stone Cold will probably react not like meanly or poorly, because I don't think he cares that much, but I do think that he will be a little bit cold about it, and I think he'll hit some hard questions about ratings and about, stuff like that, whereas, you guys aren't hitting 1 million views a week. Your pay-per-view buys are pretty good, but you're not hitting 1 million views a week. And, you're competing against what is, NXT, which is a good brand, but it's, basically AEW's unknown. It's NXT. It's WWE's unknown stars for the most part. Like we don't have big draws on. They don't have big draws on NXT necessarily. Like these are up and coming guys who are becoming big draws on this show. Like, but they're not working with your, with your top guys. They're not working with your Bobby Lashley's. They're not showing up and having promos with The Rock or with, they're not putting on shows with Dolph Ziggler. They're not, they're not Braun Strowman at this point. They're not with Seth Rollins. They're not working with Roman Reigns. They're not, Kane doesn't occasionally show up and choke slam them. It's a very much like undercard working its way to the top on an undercard style show. Not that it's not a great show, because it is. But it's, that's what they're competing with. And AEW, they get, 100,000 more views, but they've got Sting. You want to talk about, like, let's talk about icons right now here in 2021. Who knows Sting versus who knows Adam Cole? Who knows Chris Jericho versus who knows Tommaso Ciampa? And, that's sort of the those are the hard-hitting style questions that I expect to come out of, like, well, how come you guys aren't here in the ratings and you guys are like here, So I expect to see some of that, a little bit of ribbing back for, and I expect Jericho to kind of understand that and to sort of, feel that's coming. And I think it'll be a good exchange. I think Jericho is very good in situations like this, and I don't think Stone Cold's going to be particularly cruel about it. He seems to have mellowed quite a bit in his old age, but I'm interested to watch. That's for damn sure. I am interested to watch. That's as interesting to me as all of the primary title matches in WrestleMania. Yes, so I'm incredibly
definitely interested to see that one. Derek, what you got, bud?
I honestly don't see Chris Jericho being a jerk about things. I think that it's going to be very scripted, or excuse me, Steve Austin, as you were finishing up there, Tom, not Chris Jericho, but I think it's going to be very scripted. Obviously, all the questions are going to be given well in advance. There's not going to be anything out of the ordinary here. If Vince says it was okay, which obviously he did, it's because he's going to control every second of this interview. It's not going to be just some shoot from the hip. We're going to see what's up. What are you doing on Wednesday nights? Anything fun? No, there's not going to be any surprises. There's not going to be any sort of insight that we hadn't seen before. And to be honest with you, Tom, with your thing about the ratings, honestly, okay, so the people that are hardcore watching wrestling, at least in my opinion, whenever I want to watch actual wrestling and not watch an entertainment show, I'm watching Wednesdays, and that could be NXT or AEW. It doesn't, either way. But okay, so just this week, I kind of was paying attention, and I mean, it was like 16 minutes I texted you guys before we actually saw skin touch skin on SmackDown, to put it in that type of way.
That's shocking.
It's what is the look on your face, Walt?
What
Is it
That's
just the way I
very-
worded it? Is that kind of creepy?
yeah, it's wow.
Yeah.
Doesn't-
They touched. They
It
touched.
did.
There was
Listen,
finally
it
touching.
didn't. It didn't read well, and when you said it, it sounded even worse. Like, and
All right,
listen,
so
I know that
there
sometimes,
was
like,
not
I'm
a
an
first
asshole to you for fun, but
grapple.
like, this is not one of those.
No, I'm just coming across as creepy. Great. So yeah, like compared to AEW or NXT started off with a match. First thing. That's what I want to see. I'm tuning in for wrestling. So I think that honestly that they're going to easily hit 1 million now that the Wednesday night wars are over. And
I think they might both.
they're moving
Honestly,
to, what is it?
I think they might both. I think they'll probably get.
Yeah,
NXT
I think it was
on Tuesday.
it was hurting
they'll,
everything.
they'll get a lead in from Raw, which would be good. So I think NXT will get about 1 million and a half. Maybe not
And
1.5 million.
I don't know if everybody heard this. Impact's moving to Thursday to get
Well,
away
they have
from
to.
NXT moving to Tuesday. Yeah, they
Well,
have to. I mean,
You
I'm
can't-
sure that's an AEW call, though, I would imagine, because I mean they are sending AEW talent through there left and right.
Boys, this is going to
nobody-
sound
look.
terrible, but I'm going to be curious as who gets more views, Impact or the Cruiserweight, whatever the hell. What is it? 205 Live. That
205.
I've never even watched on a Thursday. But I'd be curious to know.
I watched it when it
Pretty
first came out. It was good.
It was good at first, and then yeah,
So,
no.
but listen, for me though, like this whole Steve Austin Jericho thing, man, I'm gonna kind of go right down the middle of the two of you. I think that it's going to be a very cordial and professional interview. I don't think that it's going to be heavily scripted, Derek, but what I do think it's going to be is heavily edited, to get us inside that hour 30 timeline that Broken Skull usually runs. However, I do think that Stone Cold has said that he's a big fan of AEW and what their product has to offer. So I'm going to be really interested to see what the dynamic is between the two of them. Not necessarily because they work for competing companies. I mean, obviously Austin's on a Legends contract. He comes and goes as he pleases, but Derek, realistically, how much influence do you think that Vinnie Mac has on the WWE network stuff? I'm going to say none. He's got like 10 hours worth of stuff that he directly oversees. He doesn't have time for silly shit like the Broken Skull sessions. I mean,
I don't know, man. I would say obviously everything though that has the WWE brand. I wouldn't say that he reviews second by second, but he definitely has, people who have been directed by him that, hey, here's XYZ of what goes. Here's what doesn't go, and obviously these people have been doing this for years. They think autonomously with Vince McMahon.
So anyway, you slice it. That's coming to you Sunday on the old Peacock on the cock.
Cock exclusive.
I called it the cock last week and nobody popped. And
I didn't. I must not have noticed because
because we've been talking it all week now.
Love that shit. The cock. Yeah. So
nobody
I'll be
popped.
interested.
I was very sad. It was very sad.
I'm sorry, pal. I missed it. I'm sorry. So hey, let's move on to the second largest topic in professional wrestling this week, and that's this little guy right here, the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship, the newly minted and newly designed to replace these two masterpieces of art.
That's the best thing they could come up with.
It's like a
the
fucking
thing's bad,
Power
man.
Ranger. It's terrible.
It's the Divas Championship, but worse.
So
the Divas Championship at least had like more leather to it and had more color and was like, it was a butterfly. I don't know that was great and all, but that's how do we take the Divas Championship and like, Mech Warrior Gundam. How do we take a Divas Championship and Gundam and make it all worse? oh, here we go. This is it. And this is that belt sucks.
I mean, if you
I'm
wanted
not-
to combine the two, wouldn't you think that you'd want to take aspects from each one and, kind of try to morph it, combine it into some sort of fantastic championship? And
they
instead,
did, pal.
they sure did. They did great.
Listen,
It's
so there was so much backlash from this thing, okay, that like New Japan had to come out and they were like, listen, so they were like, oh, the key tenets behind the design are the reflecting history of both the IWGP Heavyweight and Intercontinental Championships, as well as taking flight, the world on the wings of fighting spirit. So that's what they're trying to get across here with the back part, that kind of looks like the Lehigh Valley Phantoms logo. If
They should have made it bigger then. Like, it's not so much that it's a V shape, like that's fine. It's just that it looks so tiny, and so like they should have made it look better.
Yeah, like it needed to be big, larger than life, I think is really because if you look at the two belt designs that it's replacing, like those are iconic championship title designs. Like,
well, and they're gorgeous. They look
yes.
like they look like some like a piece of like very decorative jewelry, and like I said, this kind of looks like kind of a cheap Gundam type knockoff that maybe took some inspiration from the Divas title.
I mean, they're lucky that they're already an established promotion, because if you would have came out with that as your main title belt and say you were say you were AEW a couple years ago, you're like, this is our championship, guys. Oh, could you imagine?
Everybody been like, ooh, no.
Yeah.
I mean, there's people that shit on Pretty Platinum whenever they drop that too.
Well, they're wrong, because that is an awesome belt.
I mean, I own one. I think
anyway.
it's fantastic.
It is.
I like that one.
I wear it every time I come over to Walt's house.
Yeah, as a matter of fact.
I am the interim championship when I arrive.
But yeah, that's a good looking belt.
Regent.
But
yeah,
I don't know, man. I feel like they missed the mark on the design. Hopefully, that they can do right by the lineage of the IWGP Heavyweight Championship and the Intercontinental Championship, because I mean those are both some pretty badass lineage, for both of those titles. So I mean they already switched it this past weekend.
Will Ospreay,
Genesis, Will Ospreay, and then immediately post match press conference challenge CM Punk.
Yeah, because that's gonna happen.
Well. Got everybody
CM
talking.
Punk didn't see that.
Got everybody talking.
I would also like to challenge CM Punk at WrestleMania. We're gonna put that in the title.
Me too.
So then maybe people will see that
2-on-1. Me and you versus CM Punk.
There we go. And I'll be the special guest enforcer.
Yeah,
done.
Yeah. There we go.
Yeah,
the main event right there.
Yeah,
let's do it on
main
night
event
one.
Quality.
Pre-show
main event quality. Hey, so Tom. Some cool stuff happened. It was today.
You're saying my favorite thing happened.
Got the announcement got made official today. There had been some rumblings the last couple of days, and I didn't believe it. Ozzy Osbourne's getting inducted into the music wing of the WWE Hall of Fame. Mama, I'm coming home, huh?
Okay, so for those of you who don't know me well or don't know me at all, Ozzy Osbourne has been a hero of mine since I was a little tyke. I am potentially the biggest Ozzy Osbourne fan in the wrestling community. I fucking love Ozzy Osbourne. Like, so much. Okay, so for me, Ozzy is the epitome of everything that is rock and roll and heavy metal. Without Ozzy Osbourne, heavy metal would not exist. I, as a human being, may not exist, which would be terrible, obviously.
That's
However, it's deep. Love Ozzy. I do remember, so he was on WrestleMania 2, I want to say. I was just a tyke at the time. I watched it as a human, later in life, but he was on WrestleMania 2. And then he did some stuff on SmackDown, like in 2007, like when the Osbournes was a thing, like in the mid-late 2000s.
Yeah, it was like right at the end of the Attitude Era, like going into that Ruthless Aggression. He was a part of that.
Yeah. And you know, I loved like I watched like so I wasn't really big into wrestling at that point in time either, but I watched that specifically for Ozzy. He drew me. He was a draw for me, and of course I loved it. And I love Ozzy as a human being. I feel like Ozzy's music lyrically has always been on the correct side of history. And just as a man, as a human being, as a pioneer of heavy metal, which I am a huge fan of. If nobody knew, if you couldn't tell, but I mean, maybe you can tell.
Tom likes country. Don't let him lie.
Maybe you can tell. Actually, I need an Ozzy Funko Pop. They're really expensive, and they haven't released a new one lately. I have an action figure where he's all like, and there's like bloody bats and doves. I don't know where it's in the attic somewhere, but no, this is like the best thing that I've heard happen in like a long time.
So the only thing that could make this better for you, Tom, is if they booted President Trump out and replaced him with Ozzy. That'd be like
absolutely
perfect one too.
Oh, maybe like he bites his head off. You know,
Yeah,
I would love that.
From the,
that
there you
would
go.
like. I mean, do you want to talk about like the things that would make me love WWE more than anything ever? Hey, we're just gonna have Ozzy Osbourne kill Donald Trump in effigy and replace him as clearly the better personality. That would be give me a hug, W. That would be the equivalent of Vince McMahon giving me a hug and then handing me $100.
This is gonna be the clickbaitiest title I've ever fucking written in my
That's
entire
wonderful.
life. Go ahead.
That would be wonderful. So for me, Ozzy Osbourne going into the WWE Hall of Fame is so wonderful. Not only is it like a meld of things that I love immensely, but it adds legitimacy to the WWE Hall of Fame that it has never had before, because the WWE Hall of Fame is better having Ozzy Osbourne in it, because every Hall of Fame is better for having Ozzy Osbourne in it. Okay,
it's a great sell.
This just makes the WWE Hall of Fame just a better and more legitimate Hall of Fame, because the greatest of all time, not just singer, whatever, the greatest period of all time is now in this Hall of Fame. He has accepted it. He has cut the video promo. He's an old man. You can't fly this man out and like stick him on a stage. He's just, you know, he's an old man. He can sing, but good Lord. You want to talk about like one of the greatest human beings to ever walk the earth, and now that amazing human being is now in your Hall of Fame. I think Motorhead's in the WWE Hall of Fame. Am I correct?
Yes, they are.
Yes. Okay. So now both Ozzy and Motorhead are in the WWE Hall of Fame, and that's perfection.
I'm not even certain that Ozzy realizes what he's accepted.
No. He absolutely realizes that. He just can't verbalize it. He absolutely realizes it. Wonderful. Okay. Motorhead. Hold on. I do have Lemmy. Hold on. Where's Lemmy? Come here, Lemmy.
Oh shit.
We got Motorhead.
Oh man.
And we got Ozzy in the Hall of Fame.
Hey,
in fact, I'm gonna order
Tom,
an Ozzy.
Hey Tom, you know that like WWE Shop has like an entire Motorhead collaboration.
Oh, don't tell Tom that. He's gonna be broke now.
No, I make
poor guy.
Money. I'll be all right. Although the shipping might kill me.
Yeah. We all know how much you love shipping.
Good Lord. Like, all right, $38 for shipping. But yeah,
let me find a more expensive pair of shoes to get free shipping.
Right? Seriously, I will totally pay more for shoes to not pay for shipping.
Oh shit!
It's amazing. No, Ozzy being in the WWE Hall of Fame, alongside Motorhead,
Snoop.
Although I guess Kid Rock's in there, that drags down a little bit. But
Snoop's in there, pal.
Snoop's fantastic. Fucking
awesome. He's in there.
Yeah, go with Snoop.
Wait, is Limp Bizkit in there? They ought to be.
Is it terrible if I say I hope so?
I think.
You went with they ought to be? Wow. Yeah, all right.
Look, look, hey, man. If you don't listen to break stuff and immediately identify, something wrong with you.
Yeah.
We can't be friends.
Audience, if you have not heard of this, you need to go YouTube or Spotify, find the Limp Bizkit break stuff, please.
Like, I'm not saying you got to be like, yeah, chocolate starfish in the hot dog flavored water.
No, don't do that. Don't start with that.
That's my favorite album. Like,
listen,
like, let's not.
If that didn't happen, listen. If that didn't have the most ridiculous album cover art ever, I don't know what did. That thing was awesome.
You probably can't even sell it in stores now, because if I remember right, it's a little bit like insinuates things, with its imagery.
It's buttholes and
I guess
wieners,
you could
dude.
say. Yeah.
Buttholes and wieners.
Oh fuck!
Lots of holes.
I'm talking about the wrong cover then.
Oh,
I guess.
What was the one that had
Gotta
Nookie on it?
That was
Significant Other.
That's Significant Other. That's just like Kung Fu Fred, like
yeah, but it's like all
it was cool looking
shit.
though.
Like
it was
awesome.
cool the way it was drawn. Yeah,
like it's spray painted.
Yeah, it's awesome. Love that shit. All right, we fucking gone off the rails again here. Jesus criminy.
Yeah, Limp Bizkit, good.
It is important
stuff.
When we start talking about goddamn
generation,
music,
Walter.
fucking wrestling podcast, pal.
Ozzy Hall of Fame.
Listen,
yes.
Behind my blue eyes, I see us getting off track.
Oh, you do have blue eyes, huh?
Yeah. You see what I did there, though? Huh?
I do.
Yeah,
that's a better Who song than it is a Limp Bizkit song.
Derek hit me with a Future Generation thing. I had to.
Generation.
All right. So, Derek, do you have anything to add for Ozzy going into the Hall of Fame? I think Tom pretty much summed up everybody's feelings on the matter, huh?
Yeah, man, I'm good with it. I'm happy for him. I hope he'll cut a hell of a promo, I'm sure. It'll be a rambling, funny, not rambling in a mean way. Like I enjoy watching the guy, try and talk and have a good time, and he's having a good time. So
listen, it's so funny because
rock and roll.
Because listen, Derek, if you remember correctly, when all his speaking started going downhill, right? And it was showcased on the Osbournes and everything. You and I went to Ozfest, which was supposed to be the last Ozfest he was ever going to perform at, and he main event. I figured you probably were.
I was there.
And he closed out the second stage, and everybody said around us was talking, oh, what's he going to sound like? What's he going to sound like? He walks out and he opens with "My Mom Coming Home," and it was the voice of an angel. Couldn't say "I love you, Pittsburgh" at the end, but I'll be goddamned if he didn't come out and throw down.
Yeah, he can sing, that's for sure.
That was okay. So I've seen Ozzy in my lifetime, probably 7 times. The only band I've seen more is Iron Maiden, and that was I was there. That was, truth be told, the best set I've ever seen him do, and I saw him 7-8 years before that. He was out in the middle of the day. He knew he was going to get to go to bed on time. And it was just he just came out. It was hello, Pittsburgh, and just blew me out of the. I remember it vividly. God, 15 years later, whatever it is, vividly.
Probably.
I love that he did the War Pigs too.
Oh man, it's so good.
And then Zach Wilde came out. Okay, listen, we got to get back.
Anyway,
we got to get back
wrestling.
on track here.
Wrestling.
I love it so much.
Oh, shit. So, hey, congratulations to Ozzy Osbourne, WWE Hall of Famer. So let's move on here. Let's talk about obviously it's WrestleMania week. Lots going on this week. There is
big week.
Too much
Lots
shit
of DVR action.
Too much shit to watch this week, guys. Way too much shit. Goodness gracious.
I might just watch Saturday, Sunday.
I don't even have Peacock installed on any of my devices yet. And you're asking me to watch all this shit? Come on, man.
It's on my Xbone over there. Actually, I could put it on my Roku TV. But
I realized that I have to get the cock before Thursday because NXT TakeOver is exclusively on the cock on Thursday.
You better get the cock before then, pal, because I got some shit I want to watch here. So
what? I've got it started. I just got to throw money at it to get it going.
$5.
Get your shit together, pal.
It might be free.
So
I tried to use the promo. It wouldn't let me because I've already made an account because I'm a good WWE subscriber. So I went ahead and used, I went ahead and made an account, thought I was doing the right thing. Oh, so now you're going to do the 50% off thing. And I can't take advantage of that because I have a free account that I haven't even put any money into, but I've made an account. So I'm just going to make a new email.
All right.
Fuck it.
I'm sorry.
All right,
pal.
back to business.
All right, WrestleMania. Let's go through here. Let's just go rapid fire. Let's see who's going to win. Derek, you got pen and paper there? Let's keep score so we can talk about it next week.
Let me grab a pen. I got some paper.
You suck.
Oh, settle. You can
Here, I
cut
got a
this
pen.
out. You do?
You go,
Yeah,
bud.
I have
Pass it
one
to me.
too. Night 1. Bobby Lashley, Drew McIntyre for the WWE Championship. Tom.
Drew.
Derek.
Got to go, Bobby.
I'm going Bobby also.
Get $1 from Jens.
I don't think Bobby's making any money yet, as far as he's not the draw that Drew was. But I don't see them taking the championship off of Bobby yet, especially considering that they just broke up the Hurt business. And if you were going to break up the Hurt business and also make them lose the title, what the fuck are we doing here, guys?
So Bobby's still with MVP though, right?
Yes. And they are still referring to themselves as the Hurt business, as far as I can tell.
They are
from SmackDown. So, or I'm sorry, not SmackDown, Raw.
I think no. I mean, I think there will be another match, and maybe Bobby will take it back. But no, it's going to Drew.
All right. Sasha Banks, Bianca Belair, SmackDown Women's Championship. Tom.
Bianca.
Same.
Derek?
Agreed.
I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna stick with Sasha here, even though I think you guys are right. There's just some things that like I'm noticing that I feel like would be something that's kind of on Vince's radar. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I'm gonna go with Sasha. All right, here's a fun one.
She's been the heel though, so that's Sasha's a better heel. I hope they keep her heel once they take the title off her.
She's been a great heel. I'll give her that for as much as I shit on her.
She's an infinitely better heel than she's face.
Yes.
It's been fun, but I think that, Bianca is she's just on fire right now, and this is her year.
I mean, she's the obvious choice. She's
nothing but, great things ahead of her.
She can carry the brand on her shoulders.
Yeah.
Easily.
She is awesome performer.
All right, the next one, kind of fun. Bad Bunny versus The Miz. Tom.
Bad Bunny's going to win. He's the celebrity. He's going to win. It's going to be Bad Bunny.
Bad Bunny across the board.
Easily Bad Bunny. It's going to be a shit fest, though.
I don't know, man. Like, I understand.
It'll be fine. 10 minutes. Fine.
This is the obligatory celebrity spot, but I don't know, man.
Look, The Miz, I said it earlier, The Miz makes this kind of stuff work as best as he possibly can. There's nobody who will make this work better than him, and it'll be fine. It doesn't damage his legacy. I mean, the man's done everything 3 times.
He's been great. And John Morrison will be out there. He'll be interfering.
Yeah, and so will Damian Priest. So, I mean.
Exactly. So there's some legitimate talent out there to help them carry it along whenever, because I'm sure Bad Bunny's done some training. But he's also not a 20-year veteran either, I'm sure. He seems like a respectable guy, honestly, for all the shit that I gave him in the beginning, because I hate these celebrity things. But, it's working out.
It's got a fun story. I mean, we'll see what happens. All right, moving on. The match that could possibly steal the weekend. Seth Rollins versus Cesaro. Possibly
it will. This is the if they give it more than 30 minutes, or if they give it more than 3 minutes, this is it.
Dude, I haven't even seen it yet, and it's my match of the week.
This is it. Yeah, no. Calling a winner though is hard on this one because they're clearly friends. This is clearly just hey, let me fight my friend at WrestleMania and let us burn the house down. And Vince was like, "All right, pal, that's a good idea. You should do that." This is the Savage versus Steamboat of this, and there isn't even an Intercontinental title involved. This is that match of this WrestleMania.
Oh, that's pressure.
They're up for it. These guys are the best. Look, Seth Rollins called himself the best sports entertainer, or whatever he said.
Listen, and I know you didn't catch it, but he also called himself Mr. WrestleMania this week.
I love that. I love that he did it. Yeah. I really do. And
I had to rewind it to make sure I heard it right.
As far as a guy who can just back it up, I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean, this is gonna be a burn down, just incredible uh, there's nobody better doing it than Seth Rollins right now. Regardless of what happens, whether he wins or loses, he will come out of this and will be like, "Oh my God, this was amazing." Like, we're not going to remember who wins this match. It doesn't matter who wins. I do think Seth will go over Cesaro. And
Is that official?
Yeah. Okay. We'll say it's Seth. It'll be Seth. Or it'll be a DQ. The finish might suck. But the in-ring action is going to be amazing. Now, you know what? I'm just going to state it. Seth's going to win clean. It's going to happen. There's going to be some kind of weird pop-up uppercut into a curb stomp that's just going to be like, holy shit, what did I just? Our minds are going to go boom, and we're just gonna love it.
All right, well, there we go. Rollins, Derek.
I'm totally picking Cesaro. I really think that this is not just a one-off. I think we're going to see this catapulted into a whole nother storyline. It's going to be great for both of their careers. I mean, there's no other thing I want to watch more on this particular night of WrestleMania. I can't wait. And I don't know that it's possible, but I'm going to call that he's going to attempt 34 swings because it's WrestleMania 34. What do you have, like 20 something the other day?
22.
So I'm going to say for bonus points, 34 swings as well.
All right, 34 swings on bonus points. Hey, listen, I'm with Derek. I think Cesaro is going to win this one because he has the most to gain from a career standpoint by winning this match. It puts him in a position where he's going to be able to get that push that he's so desperately needed his entire career. A loss at WrestleMania doesn't hurt Rollins. As long as he goes out there and he performs and he shows his ass, like what he is capable of doing, a loss at WrestleMania does not hurt Seth Rollins, and he proved that last year with Kevin Owens.
While we're on the subject of Seth Rollins, can we bring up that interesting suit he wore this past?
What, the Easter suit?
Yeah, was that amazing or what?
Hey, can I just interrupt real quick? God damn it, Penny! But he did. He looked great. He looked great.
It looked amazing.
It was good. And the pants were all the way normal length. Like I was good with that.
And while we're talking about Seth, I do think we might see a Becky return at WrestleMania. I don't know where, I don't know how, I don't know why, but I do think she might just pop out.
There is a rumor that a former WWE World Champion is returning at WrestleMania in some capacity. All right, moving on. The New Day versus AJ Styles and Omos for the Raw Tag Team Championships.
This could also steal the show.
Yes, depending on Omos.
Yes, it's clearly on his shoulders, but this could also steal, because we don't know. But this could steal the show. I'm gonna go. Fuck. I'm gonna go AJ and Omos. I think that's. I know that's a bold pick, but I think.
Listen, I thought I was going to be the only one that was going to pick it that way, bud.
So I think that they're really going to be, Vince likes a big guy, and I think if Omos has the ability to go,
at least go halfway,
right? I think if he has the ability to go halfway and be a good partner for AJ, I think that's what they're going to do. And the New Day, like, it doesn't hurt the New Day to lose the title. Like they're
on cereal. I mean,
yeah. It doesn't hurt the New Day to lose at WrestleMania. No. I think that's the way it's going to go. If Omos can go, if he can't go, and it's just a gimmicky thing to maybe like get a guy, like a big guy in like the mid-title picture to like, then it is what it is. But I think that's the way it's going to go.
Derek, what about you, bud?
Well, fellas, if I was hard pressed to pick one, and I'm surprised that you guys were so iffy on picking AJ Styles and Omos, because that's where I would go. But truly, if there's going to be one out of this set for day one that I got to pick that's going to have a fuck finish, I think it's this one. I really do.
Are you calling New Day?
No, I'm gonna call AJ and Omos. Well, I'm gonna call just no
contest.
No contest. Yep.
Okay, we'll go with that. Okay, so
That's not bad. That's
bold, though.
highly potential.
That's a bold strategy, Cotton. We'll see if it works out for him.
Okay.
All right, and to round out our predictions for night number 1, we have Shane McMahon versus Braun Strowman in a steel cage match. Tom.
Shane's gonna win. It's a steel cage match. He's gonna kill himself in the process.
Yeah, it'll be fun to watch.
Yeah, that man's gonna die that day. But
yeah, but here's the thing. I'm gonna go with Shane as well. I think that this is just a storyline that none of us can relate to, and it doesn't do anything for me. I'm not invested in it. I don't really give a shit what happens.
No, I really don't.
I
care.
just hope
20
that
years ago when Shane jumped off
decent.
and stuff, I was like, "Oh my god!" But like now,
Yeah.
like, come on, dude, you're
But,
kind of an old man.
It's WrestleMania. Shane's gonna go over.
You got little kids. Like, don't.
Mm-hmm.
Derek, what you got, bub?
I think you guys are right, but I'm gonna have to go Braun. Like, just I'm gonna make a bold choice, number 2.
Braun did beat the Bar with a small child.
Yes. So there's that. Okay, moving on to night 2. Matt Riddle versus Sheamus for the United States Championship. Tom.
Honestly, might also tear the house down.
Yes.
Very excited about this one because they did kind of tear the house down on Monday.
Yes.
Yeah, they had a great match on Monday.
I'm gonna go Sheamus on this one. I think you know Matt went over Sheamus on Monday. I do think that Shamey takes this one. Although he's been a U.S. champ before, yeah.
I don't think so.
I think it's the Intercontinental Champion. I think that's the only title he's never held. I could be wrong, but I'm gonna go Shamey on this one. I likes me Sheamus. I think he's been honestly. I think he's on the run of his career, and I think he's been having some just great hard-hitting matches lately.
Love it.
And that's what I love about Sheamus. I think he's just really doing a great job, and I think they've put him with really good people who are into that stuff too. And I think this is the kind of match. So yeah, I'm gonna go Sheamus.
Yeah, Derek.
Well, first off, I'd like to say that I think it's great that you actually called him Matt Riddle, because I put that in the notes intentionally, since they actually don't use that anymore, and I think that's really annoying that they took away both of his names, because everybody should have 2 names. Anyway, I'm gonna go Matt Riddle.
You know why they did that, right, pal?
Yes, I do. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I lost my train of thought.
Oh, that
Anyway,
surprise.
Stop. All right. I feel like I am Matt Riddle in that that promo with Asuka on Monday.
Where's your scooter? Go away.
I don't even know what I gotta go.
Just scooter away.
Just scoots off.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyway, Matt Riddle, I'm going with that. They've been putting on some great matches. This past Monday's match was awesome. They did a great job, and you know, I'd like to see him. I don't like the flip-flops, but you know, he's solid in the ring, and I do enjoy the scooter. So yeah. I'm good with this.
All right,
let's keep it going with Matt Riddle.
I too am gonna pick Sheamus, and here's why. I feel that Bobby Lashley is going to retain, and there's already some built-in animosity between Riddle and the Hurt Business. And what better way to put your newfound toy up into the main event picture than to finish some unfinished business with the Hurt Business? That's a lot of business.
Oh,
But yeah, I'm going to say Sheamus goes over on this one, takes the title, and you know, Riddle's going to still come out of this okay on the other end. My opinion.
That's a pretty far-reaching prediction on your part.
It's a bold prediction, Cotton.
Hey, pal.
We'll
see how it works out for me. All right, so check me out. Another match that could steal the whole entire weekend. Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens.
Yes. You better put all the stars beside this one.
Now.
Meltzer better save up a few for this one, because it's going to be a good old 6-star.
Derek, who you picking? Because Tom's got something to say here.
It's KO. It's KO all day.
Okay, go ahead, Tom.
It's going to be KO. I don't think it's going to be. I feel like this is the this is the AJ versus Nakamura of this WrestleMania. There's a lot of like potential, like,
Whoa.
oh my god, they've put on some barn burners before.
I,
But I feel like this.
Listen. I heard what you said. Elaborate on it. Maybe 10 years ago. What?
Oh,
I just don't. I don't
that
think
should be
they
condescending, Tom, not really old Tom.
I don't think I don't think they're going to get the time. I think they're going to give this maybe 10 minutes.
No, they have Logan Paul out there.
2, I think he's going to get involved, and I think it's going to get screwy. 3, I think that Sami Zayn has been playing kind of a chicken shit, a little too hard for this to go just barn burner slobber knocker. I don't think it goes that way. I don't think.
And KO has been portraying somebody very, very strong.
Yeah, I don't think it being a 5-star match fits the a 5-star 20-minute match fits. Just I don't think it fits the narrative, and I think this is too. It's all too pre-written, and timed out. I don't think it goes that way. I think it'll be fine. I think it'll be a really good 10 minutes, and I think that there might be a fun interaction. They'll probably do the Jake Paul interaction very well, but I think that's going to lead to the finish, and I think we're going to go, okay, whatever, and we're going to move on, and that's going to be the extent of it, and we'll forget about it. By this time next year, we won't remember it, and that's unfortunate, but you know what? They've had some great ones in the past, and to have this sort of be the other celebrity, like, kind of whatever thing that just it's good, but it's not, it'll be the better celebrity one. I think it'll be the better one.
Wow.
But I don't think that it will be. Yeah, I don't have high hopes for it. I hope I'm wrong. As far as the winner is concerned, I think that wait, whose corner is Logan Paul in?
Sami Zayn.
Yeah, Sami's going to win. Look, they might have a great match at like SummerSlam, but I don't think this one's going to be any good. I think Sami wins, and I think he's a dick for a little while, and then they have a good match at SummerSlam.
But bro, this is Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. This is El Generico and Kevin Steen. Bro.
It ain't neither of those.
What?
And I think
my god, this motherfucker seriously just said that Cesaro and Rollins is going to be Macho Man Randy Savage and Steamboat of our generation, and then turns around and shits on Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens.
I'm not shitting on it. I'm just saying
right now.
I'm just saying it's going to get 10 minutes. It's going to be a little bit gimmicked, and maybe it'll lead to a great match at SummerSlam. But I don't think this burns down. I don't think this burns the house down.
I'm heartbroken. Sami Zayn wins, screwy finish. Moving on. Big E versus Apollo Crews in a Nigerian drum match, whatever the fuck that means.
Okay,
for the Intercontinental Championship.
Pause, because we talked about this earlier, and Derek was like, "Wait, when did Apollo Crews get a Nigerian accent?" And
I hadn't even noticed that. It was heavy this past Friday.
I went back because all of those promos are on, and literally 2 weeks ago.
In the middle of a promo?
Yeah, middle of the promo. And then last week, it was, this is so cringy. This is so, I don't understand why I can't even do it. But he's coming to America, but less of a good.
Yes.
It's that accent, but it's not as good. And it's so, this is one of those things that in the future, if it's on Peacock, they're going to edit it out. Because it's a little bit over the top. Apollo Crews grew up in Atlanta, and he was born in California. His dad was in the military. He was born in California. He grew up in Atlanta, and he lived in Florida for a long time. And it's he's not.
No,
there's no reason for him to have a Nigerian accent. Yes, he may have, Nigerian descent. And maybe I think he told a true story that his grandfather was a Nigerian king or whatever. But there is no reason for him to grow to be born in California, and then grow up in Atlanta and have a Nigerian accent randomly, like 10 years into his career in the WWE. This man has been in WWE since like 2012 or 2013. It's ridiculous. Like, this is the most and it's not even a good accent.
I can't even believe my ears right now.
It's not even a good accent. Dude, this is sort of like this is cringy. Like this is
I'm not even talking about this nonsense anymore. The shit that's coming out of your mouth right now you're just breaking my heart today, pal. Like Mr. Keeping It Kayfabe over here goes and does a Wikipedia search on fucking Apollo Crews and just totally kills everything. I didn't know that he wasn't from Nigeria and he wasn't actually a Nigerian prince. You just told me Santa Claus was fake, pal.
How did you not know?
Because I didn't look into it.
From Sarasota, Florida. For a decade.
Come on, man.
10 years,
Listen,
man.
He did this gimmick on the Indies, bro.
His accent didn't get any better. How do you switch it? How do you just adopt an accent? That to me is cringy. Look,
Lana does it all the time.
No, she dropped it. Look, having when you come in an accent and then dropping it is cringy enough, but not having an accent for who is a very seasoned long-term performer and then all of a sudden adopting a like Coming to America accent. That's like, oh my God.
I don't even want to watch WrestleMania anymore.
Just broke WrestleMania.
Like,
look, it would be. Look, what if Kofi showed up at WrestleMania with a Jamaican accent again?
I hope Shawn Michaels would be there to say, "Hey, aren't you supposed to be Jamaican?"
yeah,
like it's what happened. That was hilarious.
I'm just saying, like, like that? This is that level of just like, what if you can't just adopt an accent like after you're an established character, you can't just adopt an accent.
I can't. Who are you picking to win this, Tom?
I mean, probably Apollo. Truthfully,
Derek,
it's 100% Apollo.
Yeah,
I'm gonna agree with that. All right, moving on.
Now that we've broke Walt's heart,
listen, I can't. I just don't know what to do with you today, sir. You know, you just 24 episodes. You just reel me in, and then in episode 25, you're just gonna just snap kayfabe right in front of me. Like I halfway agreed with you.
Look, kayfabe has to be believable. You can't just adopt an accent.
Oh, come on, bro.
You can't adopt an accent.
All right, moving on. We got battle of KFC versus Chick-fil-A. We got Randy Orton versus the Fiend.
It's going to be Tom's match of the week right here.
Hell yeah. Might be Tom's match of the year.
Look, the extra crispy Fiend is going to win this one. He might light Randy Orton on fire. This is going to be the worst match of WrestleMania by a lot.
Who's winning?
The Fiend is going to win, but this is going to be a bad match.
Okay.
The Fiend is going to win. Has Randy Orton ever? Yes, Randy Orton did win the Firefly match. The Firefly.
He lit him on fire.
Yeah. No. Okay. I mean, like whenever they went to the Firefly Funhouse and all that.
Yeah,
stuff,
he lit him on fire.
Yeah. It was John Cena, pal.
Yeah. Oh, my bad. That was John Cena. You're right.
Yeah.
I get my Randy Ortons and my John Cena's a little mixed up.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. I'm picking Randy Orton. Moving on. Raw Women's Championship. Asuka versus Rhea Ripley.
Rhea.
These are all easy. It's Rhea Ripley. I mean, she comes in here like a force, and we've all known that she was coming. We've all known Asuka's doing absolutely nothing but just shining the belt on the weekends to keep it looking nice for whomever comes along to take it from her. And it's obviously going to be the new incoming women's
champion. It's going to be Rhea, and then Becky's going to show up afterwards.
Oh,
that's otherwise it sucks. Like it's either that or it sucks.
Listen, I hope whenever she does, like Rhea holds the belt up, you know how they do, and then Becky holds her baby up by the leg, like in.
No, I don't want to see that. I just think she'll hold it up and we hear, "Whoa, whoa!"
If only I could be timed that perfectly. But listen, I'm gonna go with Rhea Ripley also. I mean, we all knew Rhea was going to win whenever this happened, but I got the old rumor mill today said that she's getting the actual artist that recorded her song to come and perform live for her entrance. You're definitely going over.
Yeah, you're going over
All
when
right.
that happens.
This is my brutality.
So I imagine I tried to shuffle us as fast as I could here, but I imagine this one's going to kind of hold us up for a minute. Roman Reigns versus Daniel Bryan versus Edge, triple threat match, Universal Championship.
Roman.
This is easy. It is not Roman. No.
What?
Nope.
No, it's Roman.
It's going to be Edge, and he's going to go over Daniel Bryan so that Roman loses the title, but is not, tarnished in any way. The head of the table will still be intact, though he will lose the belt. Then Edge can have it. And now he will be a 12-time champion.
So I'm gonna go with Daniel Bryan.
What?
Yeah.
We all picked somebody different. That's
why did he even? Why, no.
Okay, listen. Everybody knows I want Edge to win this match. Okay, there is not a part of me, my being as a wrestling fan, that does not want to see Edge complete this miracle comeback and do all this cool shit. I was an Edge fan back in his day. I'm an Edge fan now. Okay, I'm so happy that Edge is back.
I like the switch there.
Okay, but at the same point in time, there's a lot of things that are going on business-wise, right? There's a lot of talk that he looks old. There's a lot of talk that he can't keep up. There's a lot of talk that, he's not drawing ratings. There's all this stuff that's going on. I'm not sure that they're going to put the belt on him right now, if ever. I would love to see him, like I said, complete that comeback and have that moment. I feel like in the history books of WWE, he kind of deserves that, because if you think about it, man, he won a WrestleMania match, defended his title, and then he came out the next night and he retired. That's wild. It's wild. And I would like to see that come full circle for somebody that I've enjoyed most of my life, most of my wrestling fandom life. Edge and Christian is one of my favorite tag teams of all time. And
how could they not be?
Yeah, but and then you stick with Edge through all that. I just think that Daniel Bryan came along at a time and started to kind of garner that attention that he had during his run at 30, WrestleMania 30. And this is kind of where we're headed right now. Everybody knows that this is his swan song. He's trying to get out of the business. He wants to focus on his family. He wants to focus on being part of creative. He's tired of taking bumps. He had his comeback. It's all been talked about, all of it. And what better way to send him off into the sunset than this moment right now?
All right, so maybe it's not an unfeasible explanation. However, what I think is going to happen is that Daniel Bryan is in this match so that Daniel Bryan can have this huge thing and huge whatever, but then, at the last moment, Roman can pin Daniel Bryan. And because Edge has him beat, right? Edge has Daniel Bryan beat despite whatever. And Roman pins Daniel Bryan. And, oh my God, Edge is devastated. And this drags on. Because, while there's crowds here, this isn't, the potential is that there might be 60,000 people at SummerSlam. And
yeah, I would say for sure SummerSlam's going to be the one where we get fans.
So I think that while I understand your booking, I understand your thought, and I'm not saying that didn't go through creative as a potential. I think Roman goes over here, he retains as the head of the table. And then I think that Edge and Daniel Bryan have to butt heads for a few months. Ultimately, having Edge have some sort of humongous victory to allow him to face Roman one-on-one at SummerSlam. And now that doesn't have the SummerSlam match does not have to be some sort of a 30-minute, because this is going to go 30 minutes, right? Like this is
I mean, I feel like it has to.
Yeah, this is going to go. This is going to be a long match. This is going to be a really good match, and this is going to go 30 minutes. That's why Daniel Bryan is in this to make this the long drawn out big WrestleMania main event. Just this is what WWE is about, right? But Roman's still going to go over on this, and I think that's just going to build up to Roman and Edge at SummerSlam, which is only one night. It doesn't have to go 30 minutes. It can go 10. It can go 15. And I think that'll be very good. It'll be fine. I think Edge goes over at that point, and that's the main event of SummerSlam. And I think that's the culmination of that. And then, as well as I do, everything that happens after SummerSlam is kind of bullshit. You sort of have the champion come out, cut a promo, occasionally it fits Edge's schedule. And he'll drop
because you're kind of in the middle of hitting the reset button going into the next year. So
he'll drop it at a random in your house style pay-per-view, and then he'll disappear for a little while, and that's totally fine.
So here's the thing too. I feel like all three of us have very strong arguments about why we feel that any one of these three guys could win this match. Honestly,
they could put Daniel Bryan over later. Like Daniel Bryan could be the one to take it off of Edge post SummerSlam. Like even if it's only a month or two later, I mean, he could be the one to do that, and then they could, have Roman take it back at the Rumble or something like that. And I feel like that's the dynamic that's going to happen. Or post SummerSlam, they insert somebody like Seth Rollins. Maybe make him a babyface against. There's a lot of potential after that. I feel like everything between now and SummerSlam is sort of tied up in a way, and there's a few curveballs they could throw, but there's not a ton. And there's only a few guys who really make sense in that main event title picture, and it's going to end up being one of the three guys in this match, or they can maybe insert a Rollins or maybe an AJ Styles or Drew McIntyre. Maybe Sheamus, maybe Bobby Lashley, somebody like that, but it's not going to be there. There's less than 10 guys that could be sucked into this and have it create a thing. I feel like putting it on Daniel Bryan's probably not going to happen.
I don't know. I guess we'll just kind of wait and see. But like I said, I feel like all three of us have good arguments, and it's kind of a pick 'em. They could really do good business with any of the three. So moving forward, so that'll be kind of interesting to see. While we're talking about WrestleMania, guys, let's do a little WrestleMania match of your lifetime. What do you think about that? Yeah,
okay.
I'm shooting here, pal.
Mold. It's been a lot.
Tom, what's your favorite WrestleMania match of all time?
Stone Cold versus The Rock, number 1. I think it was WrestleMania 15.
Yeah, because they main evented 15, 17, and 19.
15 then. The first one, because they were in their primes. It was their first WrestleMania meeting. They had the build was better. The Rock was the heel. It just a better match. I mean, they were both. I think for 17, Stone Cold had been sick.
He was just coming back from that neck surgery.
Yeah, so he was not. Stone Cold had been out,
and then they turned him heel in front of a Texas crowd. That didn't work out real well.
No, it didn't work out. So
and then 19, Austin. That was Austin's last match ever.
Yeah, he lost and was done, and that was it. That's always left. I don't know if it left a sour taste. It was just one of those things where it was just like, well, shit.
We're not looking at the lights, pal.
Yeah, but no, it was the first one. That's the best way. I remember ordering it. I remember ordering it in excitement for that match more than I remember the match necessarily. Although The Rock sold the shit out of a stunner on that match. Not that he didn't all the time.
Yeah.
That was
The Rock is the greatest seller of the stunner. Like if you go back through all the Easily, he does the best.
The big
He'll
flip
go
and the,
over
like,
the top
pushes
with
himself off. Always hits the like the legs hit the
Yeah.
rope. Somehow he bounces because he's just such a big son of a bitch.
It was 100%. Let me see how hard I can pop the boys in the back every night we go
Yeah.
out and do this.
And it was tremendous.
Yes.
So that to me was really like the epitome of the WrestleMania moment, because not only that, I mean, they were in front of like 200,000 people, and that crowd exploded. Like, that was just a like explosion of like humanity. It was so much. And I really just that to me is like sort of encompasses the WrestleMania moment. That and like, Daniel Bryan's win. What WrestleMania was a 30? WrestleMania 30?
Yeah, it was a 30.
Yeah, the like that. Those two are like the sort of like embodiment of just like what that humongous crowd, just that explosion of humanity is at the end of a match. So for me, it's that one, and that was the best match between Rock and Austin by far.
100%. Derek, what about you, bud?
So, well, this is going to kind of come off as random because it's not going to be one of the historically amazing matches. I mean, obviously, whenever we did do our Macho Man Randy Savage episode, back around episode 6 or 7, maybe, we saw some pretty amazing wrestling there at WrestleMania 3 between him and Steamboat. So that definitely goes down as one of my favorites. But one that's a favorite to me, more of on a personal level for me, it would have been the first WrestleMania that I actually went out and purchased as a pay-per-view, because normally I would just watch it on Monday and get the highlights and I'm good, or go online and read over what happened. But it would be Undertaker Triple H at WrestleMania 24 would be what I would go with. That was actually the whole reason I bought the pay-per-view. It was great build up. Freaking Triple H gives the tombstone to Undertaker, and of course, he kicks out of it. And
listen, he was dangerously close to dropping him on his head there too, man. It looked bad.
But just to see those two icons going up against each other, and what you couldn't call their prime, but still had plenty of gas in the tank to go.
Triple H was in his prime.
Yeah, Chad would say Triple H was in his prime. I mean, the Undertaker was just on the downward slide coming out of what we would consider his prime. Yeah. It was great. And actually, I kind of look at Undertaker's career a lot like people look at Shawn Michaels' career, where, Shawn Michaels took all that time off and then he came back and he was better than ever. I think that as Undertaker gained more experience throughout the years, he never really necessarily had a prime until it was gone. He just always was at the top of his level, at the top of the game, just because he had, taken those experiences and, and gotten better in the ring, and how he presented it. Like, the Undertaker was forever growing. One of my all-time favorites, the Undertaker.
I mean, at this stage in his career, this is where we're seeing him tightrope walk across the ropes. We're seeing him go over the top rope to do what would nowadays be known as a tope suicida, apparently. But just, wild stuff. And you're petering off, so to speak, at the tail end of things. And this is whenever you're throwing all this into your repertoire.
Almost 40 years old at that point. He's like 38 or so. He's older than we are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At that point, yeah.
I don't want to do that at my age currently.
I'm 36.
So, listen,
I don't want to tope suicida.
I'll never get up from this, Derek.
What's
Derek,
that?
you hear me? I said I really like your choice, bud. Like, that's a good match for sure. Triple H and Undertaker. That was definitely some good stuff. So for me, my favorite WrestleMania match of all time comes at WrestleMania 10. Now, I had seen a lot of WrestleManias up to this point, because went to the old Steel City Video there on Pennsylvania Avenue in Weirton, West Virginia. And if you walked over, right, the porn section was right here, the curtain. But the Coliseum video collection of WWF was right next to that doorway. They had everything, man. Go over there, rent all the WrestleManias and the SummerSlams and watch that shit over and over and over again. It was always a 5-day rental, which was awesome. But
on VHS, and you had to pull the they didn't have the cassette back. You pulled the slot, and you handed them like that little tab.
Yep.
And I remember Steel City.
Yeah. So, but much like Derek, where I actually purchased the pay-per-view and kind of watched it, was WrestleMania 10. I mean, I didn't buy it. My grandfather bought it for me, at their house, and I watched it in their basement. I thought I was fucking king shit. I had a couple of my little buddies over, we watched Grandpa. WrestleMania 10. Right. So
we were friends. You didn't invite me.
Well, I mean, you went to the other school.
It's fine. We can go to school together. It was okay.
Yeah.
It was okay.
Yeah.
We were off a season. It's okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, but like, you sit down, you have your couple buddies, and it was awesome. And they opened with Bret Hart versus Owen Hart. The in-ring action on that match was phenomenal. Like, the two of them put on a classic. The buildup was fantastic. The story that they told leading up to that, the brothers feuding, and then it became this big thing, and you got Stu and Helen involved. It was just a complete storyline that ended with a fantastic match. And if you go back and you watch it today, it has aged beautifully. And it's a fantastic technical wrestling match. If you're into that kind of thing, watch it, check it out. WrestleMania 10, if you haven't seen it, Derek.
No, I mean, it sounds like a great choice. I mean, you couldn't pick two better workers to put together. Obviously, they're going to have the synergy.
You just watch it and then you can shut it off because that's it. It doesn't get any better from that.
No, it doesn't. It was. I mean, I think correct me if I'm wrong, but Meltzer gave that 5 stars.
Yeah, that got 5 stars for sure.
Yeah, so I mean, he doesn't give WWE guys too many 5 stars.
That was one of 12 5-star matches that he gave them over that 30-year period.
Yeah, it was awesome. Love it. All right, and that's enough of that. Guys, real quick, let's just hit match of the week and let's get up out of here. Tom.
Oof. Okay, so I'm going to talk about the match that I thought sucked. Was the Arcade Anarchy at AEW. It was so bad. Chuck Taylor.
It's so bad. It's the match of the week. Check it out.
Taylor is the worst wrestler I've ever seen in my entire life.
Wait. Are you going to say he's worse than Orange Cassidy?
Yeah, he's worse than Orange Cassidy. I could directly compare them in this match, and he's worse.
Oh my god.
The Miro is being used worse than Rusev did on his way out. I can confidently say that now because he stared at the lights after that just outlaw mud show bullshit trash match that I watched there. No, you know what? That's my match of the week because it was so bad. So goddamn bad that I can't actually remember a lot. Raw was just sort of obviously Sheamus and Riddle did a good job, and there was some good stuff on Raw, and I kind of watched a little bit of SmackDown earlier, and it was fine, and Rollins looked good in his suit, but still, fucking God, that was so they hyped that so hard, and that was so bad that that's the match of the week for being hilariously terrible. It was so. Why were there arcade machines? Why were there so goddamn many of them? And Chris Statlander came back in that match.
Yeah, I was waiting for that.
She popped up out of an arcade machine that was clearly not an arcade machine, and she punched it. And that was bad start to finish. Whoever booked that match shouldn't just be fired. They should be drug out in the back alley and shot. Because that was terrible. Whoever came up with that, God, it was so bad. It was this is now a match to put on a pedestal of matches you can show people to be don't fucking do this. See what this is? This is stupid. Don't fucking do this. This ruined 4 people, 5 people, 6 people's careers because there were 2 women and there were 4 men, and it ruined all of their careers because this is garbage. They should have each individually wrestled an Invisible Man, and maybe all broke their necks. And the Invisible Man should have gone over all 6 of them, and that maybe would have been better for them than this match was because this was hot garbage covered in wet diarrhea. Real bad. Match of the week.
Bro, The idea of match of the week is to pick a match that you enjoy.
It's the match that stuck in my head because it made me pissed. So I enjoyed hating the shit out of this match.
As long as you're having fun, that's what it's all about.
It was fun.
Oh,
That's what we're here to do.
It was like, okay, have you guys ever played Extermination? on PlayStation
Yes.
2?
Yeah.
Okay. I hate that game too.
Why?
Because there's a monster on the wall. And literally, if you like, how the fuck do I kill this thing? Like, it literally just kills you. And you're like, well, how the fuck do I kill this thing? And you look up the IGN walkthrough for it, and it's like, and kill the monster on the wall. And it's like, I can't. That's not possible.
I can't.
That's what I came to you for. I'm here, and it kills me. Tell me what I'm doing wrong. And that's the extent of it. So yeah, no, this match to me was the extent of the monster on the wall in Extermination. That is a good Lord. That's a deep dive right there.
Bro, I'm glad that you were so passionate about this match of the week.
Terrible.
Like, Derek tried to do this a couple weeks ago, and I gave him a bunch of shit for it. And here
I was sitting here thinking the whole thing.
Told me, pal.
Huh?
I'm into it. Match of the week.
That's why I had to defend Tom with his selection, because you know what? It's whatever. I wasn't gonna let you shit on Tom this week.
Did anybody else see it? Am I wrong?
I did.
I
I saw the
yet.
clip of Chris Statler coming back. That was all I saw.
I saw the
Why
tweet
was-
saying the alien sits.
why
with
was
us,
she-
'cause I
So
really
everything
like
everything else was a legit arcade machine. Why was she in what looked to be something that I put together in 20 minutes out of a few pieces of plywood?
She was probably just cleared literally 20 minutes before they were ready to go.
They were like, "I'm gonna do this thing together."
We gotta get a surprise.
Surprise, motherfuckers! Like, this was the.
Hey, speaking of surprises, did you know Tony Khan got slapped on the wrist by TNT for not talking about Sting coming back so they could advertise it?
Yeah, they were a little pissy
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah. They said, we're in the business of ratings, pal.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, then.
AEW.
Derek, what was your match of the week, bud?
All right, so since I kind of had a stinker last week, I went through it. So I was prepared because I didn't want to hear Walt bitch and whine that I didn't know anything about the fucking match that I was trying to advertise. So originally, honestly, guys, I was going to go with Roderick Strong versus Cameron Grimes. It was a leadoff
That was
match,
fun.
but it
I
was
like that a
a
lot.
great match. It was stiff. It was solid work. You know, it was fine. There was nothing bad about it. Honestly, I love the false finishes. Fine in a good way, not a Tom fine.
Okay.
For our deep cut listeners here that know what the Tom fine is.
All three of you.
But so the false finishes, I was into it whenever we were getting to that part. I can't even remember what the real finish was, but I remember it pissed me off. Like, I wrote down true finish was a shit show, and that's why it did not make my match of the week. And instead, I gave it to Jey Uso versus Daniel Bryan in a street fight. Though it was not a legit street fight, and that was slightly disappointing that we literally kept it all within the Thunderdome Arena. We didn't go backstage. We didn't go in the parking lot. We didn't go to catering. But we did find
clearly
a chain.
pre-taped. Very pre-taped.
What?
It was pre-taped.
They don't do that. They don't do that.
No. There's
Never.
kayfabe. There's no editing.
No. This really
Never
happened in real
edited
time.
a match
there.
ever. These are all real.
I was on the third screen from the left. Yeah. But, obviously some asshole left a chain in a toolbox underneath the ring, as is always the case in these street fights. Jey Uso knew exactly where it was, went to beat the living hell out of Daniel Bryan with it. Eventually, Bryan flips it around on him. We get a little pissy we get a little run in from Big Papa head of the table, Roman. And we get
dog. He's
the big dog, Big Papa
the
dog.
large canine.
The large canine of the table. But no, honestly, I love Jey Uso's work in the ring. I think he's fucking phenomenal. His super kick is one of my favorites to watch. It was loud as hell that night.
He still slapped his leg.
And I don't even think Vince cares. He's like, you know what? You're allowed because people are.
You know what? If he went back, he was like, "What? I didn't slap my leg. I slapped my ass." He slapped his ass. That's what it wasn't his leg.
He had a huge frog splash during the middle of it, which I thought was fun.
He
And,
slapped on that too. That made
yeah, he slaps it all, But yeah, the only thing I had down as a negative was that it wasn't a true street fight, and they didn't really leave the arena space. But
They never went to the
that's my
street.
match of the week. Nope, there was no street. They should have at least put a stoplight out there.
So you guys have toolboxes, right?
Yeah.
That's where I keep my
Either of you have a
chains.
chain in your toolbox?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
Bullshit.
obviously.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Truthfully, my chain is around my generator
Listen,
that's attached to my
Bro,
porch.
you never know when you're going to have to pull something out. Got to have a chain.
No.
Yeah.
No.
That chain looked like it had never been used. That is bullshit because you
had
should have a
never been
chain
used.
that
Nobody owns a
100% giving
chain.
you tetanus if used.
Yeah. Guys.
Oh yeah, my chain. Look, I have chains. They don't live in my toolbox because they're long as shit, and they're rusty, and they live on the floor, like in my garage, but like the basement garage behind the garage. Like it's very like. Look, my chains. Look, if I put my chain around your neck, like you're dying of tetanus, it's gonna cut you and you're dead. And it's literally the most lethal thing I own. For humanity. Like if you don't die by the chain, you'll die from tetanus in the hospital, recovering from your massive, stab wounds. Anyway, no, that was a good match though. I liked it in a kayfabe sense. Yeah, it was good. Anywho's, let's wrap it up.
My match of the week was also the street fight. And I liked it for every reason Derek hated it. I loved that it was a good match with a little bit of gaga, but not too much. I mean, obviously the chain spot. But,
Somebody's getting fired.
Yeah,
None of you.
Everybody pull out your chain. Who's missing theirs? Because you're gone.
Nobody uses up toolbox space for a chain. All right. I don't want to hear it from either Ians.
But that's why I liked it, because you still got a little bit of a wrestling match in there. It wasn't just all hardcore shit. And that was enjoyable for me. So that's why it was my match of the week. And we can't put Jey Uso over enough week after week. So continues to do it for SmackDown. All right, guys. Well, let's take it on home here. Guys, I hope you had a wonderful Easter holiday, and thanks for hanging out.
Yeah. It was good. The bunny hopped over to my house. Good stuff.
Check us out on the old Twitter and Instagram at @1_FallWC. That's ONE. And if you're watching us on YouTube, you know that we're here. But if you're not, if you're listening to us, check us out. YouTube. Good stuff going on over there. And as always, we appreciate you guys listening to us and hanging out every week. It's awesome. Yeah. So with that being said, it's all love. We'll catch you next week. One Fall WrestleCast.
Peace out, people.